Hey there. Welcome back to our discussion on C.S. Lewis' Mere Christianity. In part 2 of the book, we delve into what Christians believe, and in chapter 1, titled, The Rival Conceptions of God, Lewis explores the different ways people conceive of God. Did you know that throughout history, people have held vastly different views about the nature of God? Some see God as a distant, impersonal force that created the universe but has little involvement in our lives. Others see God as a loving, caring presence that is intimately involved in every aspect of our existence. Lewis argues that these different views of God are not merely matters of opinion, but have significant implications for how we live our lives and how we understand the world around us. For example, if we see God as a distant, impersonal force, we may feel that our actions have little consequence, and that morality is simply a matter of personal preference. But if we see God as a loving, caring presence, we may feel a greater sense of responsibility to live according to His will and to treat others with kindness and compassion. Lewis uses several examples to illustrate these different conceptions of God. He talks about the ancient Greek gods, who were seen as capricious and arbitrary, often using their power to harm humans for no apparent reason. He contrasts this with the Christian God, who is seen as loving and just, always working for the good of His creation. Lewis also discusses the idea of pantheism, which sees God as synonymous with the universe itself. In this view, there is no distinction between God and the world, and everything that happens is a reflection of His will. Lewis argues that this view is incompatible with Christian belief, which sees God as a distinct, personal being who created the universe but is not limited by it. So, what does all of this mean for us today? Well, it means that the way we conceive of God has a profound impact on how we live our lives and how we understand the world around us. If we see God as a distant, uncaring force, we may feel that our actions have little consequence, and that morality is simply a matter of personal preference. But if we see God as a loving, caring presence, we may feel a greater sense of responsibility to live according to His will and to treat others with kindness and compassion. Now, let's end with a few quotes from chapter 1 of Mere Christianity. The Christian is not saying that God made the world because He needed it, or because He was bored, or because He was lonely, but because He loved it. Page 30. If you do not listen to theology, that will not mean that you have no ideas about God. It will mean that you have a lot of wrong ones. Page 32. Theology means the science of God, and I think any man who wants to think about God at all would like to have the clearest and most accurate ideas about Him which are available. Page 32. Thank you for joining me today on this exploration of Chapter 1 of Mere Christianity. Join me next time as we delve into Chapter 2, The Invasion.